Hello and welcome back to Friday Minis. Today, let's talk about a term that sounds a little bit scary, but actually refers to something extremely cool. And that term, of course, as you've seen in the title, is steganography. Simply put, this term refers to taking some information and hiding it inside other information. Now, this may sound a little bit like encryption, but they are fundamentally quite different. You see, when you encrypt something, you're taking plain text, you're turning it into a scrambled ciphertext. While your information is indeed protected within that ciphertext, people could look at that ciphertext and say, hey, this is clearly hiding something. Steganography is different in the sense that when you're done with the entire process, your secret message is indeed hidden, but it's hidden inside something that looks like something else. It could be a very innocent looking picture, it could just be, a file that is a song, but your information is indeed hidden within that file, and whoever is aware of it can then take appropriate measures to extract that information. So, steganography takes things one step further by hiding the fact that something is hidden. Clearly, there are many professional ways to do this, and the cool thing is you can hide any kind of data inside, any other kind of data. So, the example given on Wikipedia is hiding an image inside an image, and they have a pretty thorough write-up about that as well. So, I thought what I would do is I would actually take inspiration from that, but instead of hiding an image inside an image, I've written code to hide text inside an image. I'll briefly explain to you how this works, right? And I'll sort of show you the code side by side. You can download that code, though you will need several libraries to actually run it. So briefly, here's how this works. An image is represented by multiple channels, usually red, green, and blue. For this, we'll need one more channel, which is the alpha channel, that represents transparency. Each channel represents the intensity of all the pixels in the image as a number. And if we were to zoom into one particular pixel, that pixel is represented by 4 numbers, one number from each channel. We can break down this number further into its constituent bits. Essentially, these bits come together to form the number, and depending on which bit you change, the number could change in different ways. Usually the bits on the left represent the most significant change. That's why we call them the most significant bits. And, the ones on the right make very little impact on the final value. That is exactly why changing up those least significant bits won't have much of a visual impact on the image itself. So, zooming back out, here's how we're going to do this. Every character in text is represented by 8 bits. Every pixel is represented by 4 times 8 bits, essentially 1 byte for each channel. So if I would actually take my text, break it up into 4 groups of 2 bits, I can then replace the least significant 2 bits of each one of these channels. Essentially, those bits will hold my actual text. That's exactly what my code is doing. It is first extracting individual characters out of a text document. It is breaking them down into bits. It is going into the image and stuffing those bits into the positions that we've mentioned previously. So here's an image before and after the encoding process, and as you can see, it looks fine, right? It looks exactly the same. Now, to be fair, we need to use lossless compression to do this, right? If we use lossy compression, that stuff might get compressed away. So I'm using PNG files here, and they more or less look identical. What you need is a special decoding program that knows to look in the right place and is able to reassemble the information. So I have code for that as well, right? It's basically just reversing the process. It's going into the actual file itself, right? It goes into the right bits, it extracts the information out. And there you go, that's very basic steganography, embedding text into an image. Now, of course, this isn't the only way to do it. This is by no means foolproof, but it's an interesting toy example, and I have the code in the video description for you to play with. I know I've went through this pretty fast. This is, after all, Friday Minis. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll try to work with you, right? It'll be interesting to see how much you can push this further. Anyway, that's all there is for this episode of Friday Minis. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV with NERDfirst.net. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my work and are feeling generous, you can shoot me a one-time donation on PayPal or sign up for a recurring one on Patreon. Of course, you can simply like, comment, and subscribe. You know the deal. For more videos, links to my channel and a related playlist are on screen. Thank you for your support.